If you've never broken 80 before, maybe you've broken it once or twice, or maybe you never want to shoot in the 90s ever again, this video is for you. Now, these 9 holes you're about to watch was my best ever score over 9, and it's because of one reason. I was playing stress-free, relaxed, and calculated smart golf. When I play my best golf, it's for a reason. I'm making good decisions, and bogeys are my friend. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video, where I'm going to tell you how you can win 2 Tacoma Skyforger wedges. Let's get into it.
So one of the most important things and the most overlooked things on your tee shots is whether or not to hit your driver. I know this fairway is pretty wide, so I can aim left and try and fade it. If it over fades, it's still going to be fine. Because I use my driver with confidence, I've left myself a nice little wedge distance, 110 yards. I'm going to draw it in, try and hit the centre of the green. Now, my first test draw of the round, I've got a little bit of a 3-putt situation coming on here, so because I've hit it so far away, the 3-putt is more than likely. If I can get it close enough and get a 2-putt, that's fantastic, but there's a high chance I might 3-putt, and that's okay if I do. So on the par 3 next, I know it's 130 yards to the front of the green. The pin's at the front, so it means I'm going to hit my 9-iron downwind, nice and easy. If it comes up short, the pin's there anyway, so it's fine. It just jumped in the bunker, took a kick to the left, but luckily it's GUR. I've dropped it just outside. I know there's a little downslope here, so if I can get it close, that's fine. If I don't, I'm not on the PGA Tour, so I'm not expecting much. Again, I've got a distance on this putt, so if I can get it within tapping range for the bogey and move on, that's fine. But if it goes in, it's a fantastic par. So the next hole is quite a narrow fairway on the right. There's water and there's OB going down the right, so I'm going to aim left. If it fades, perfect. If it goes straight, it's away from the water and it's still in play, so it's okay. Now, I'm not going to have a good lie in the next shot, and there's a burn just before the green about 95 to 100 yards, so I'm going to hit a shot that's definitely going to go over there. I'm going to hit my pitching wedge, which goes about 110, 115. If I hit a bad shot, it's probably going to go over anyway. If I hit a good shot, it's going to go on the green. So remember, we're playing safe golf here, so get rid of that wedge. If you can putt it, definitely do so. If I thinned or chunked the wedge, I'd be in a poor spot, but using the flat stick means I can have a consistent roll, hopefully get it as close as possible and tap it in. Now, I've left myself with a tricky putt, so I've read both sides. Taking my time over this, I want to get it in. It's definitely makeable, but it's downhill and a tough putt, so if I miss it, it's not the end of the world. But if it goes in, it'll be great. Next hole's a shortest par 3. The pin's right in the middle on the right side, so I've got 150 yards, 170-ish to the back, so I'm going to play a club in between that. Again, because it's downwind, I'm just swinging nice and smooth, letting the wind do the work, and it's a great shot. I've got a birdie chance. Again, I'm reading both sides of the hole. What happened here was I read this first of all thinking it went left to right, but reading it again, I could definitely see it's going right to left just a touch. So it's important you take your time over these putts. I've read both sides and I've got a good idea of where it's going to go. I've got a tricky par 4 here. I know that the bunkers are going to be 190, and there's a bunker after that about 220. There's also OB on the right, so it's not a driver hole. I'm going to hit a 4-iron and try and hit in between those 2 bunkers. If it goes straight and goes in the middle of the fairway, that's great. If it doesn't, it should go in between the bunkers, which it has. It's perfect distance. Now, another bunker before the green. The bunker's about 90 yards. I know the pin's going to be about 110, so I'm going to hit 115, 120 shot to avoid that bunker. Unfortunately, I hit a bad shot. I push it out to the right, but I'm on the green anyway. Now I've got to try and get a 2-putt for the par.
So in terms of getting over this now, remember, bogeys are your friend. So poor putt, well, poor chip, poor putt, and then I'm stuck with a pretty tough putt down the hill here. If I miss it, I've got a bogey. If I get it in, it's a decent par. So try and get over those feelings of, oh no, I've made a mistake after a good tee shot. Who cares? If I get a bogey, just get over it. If I get a par, then brilliant, let's move on. So that right there is a perfect example of mental toughness that I used to not have. So when I was trying to break 90, when I was playing off like 15 and 21 handicapper like 4 or 5 years ago, I used to get really worked up over mistakes, thinking to myself, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to get a double and a triple, I'm going to ruin my scorecard. I've been playing so well and now I've ruined it. But in that situation there, I'm thinking to myself, right, I've hit a bad chip, I've hit a bad lag putt, but the positive thing is, what can I do to try and reduce the damage? So for me, I'm thinking, if I lag this in there, if I tap in bogey, that's not the worst thing in the world. Remember, bogey's our friend, we're going to make bogeys, it's absolutely fine. But if it goes in, it's a fantastic par. So you've got to keep in that positive mindset. At times, just now as an 8 handicapper, I still kind of get worked up over constant mistakes. If I'm doing that 3 or 4 holes in a row, sometimes it kind of overwhelms me and takes over and I shoot really bad scores. But for me, I know that when I stay positive and have that positive mindset, positive things usually happen. And in that situation there, I felt really calm. Again, if I miss it, that's absolutely fine. But if it goes in, it's a great par.
Okay, so again, tight fairway, it's not a driver hole. I know if I hit a driver straight, it's going to go through into those trees. So, 4 iron, aiming to the right, trust my shot shape. It's a great shot. It hasn't drawn as much as I want, but it's still a good shot. So I've left myself with about 200 to 210 yards, and I know that the hazards, the bunkers, are 170, 200 and 188. But remember, we're playing smart golf here. I do not want to go in those bunkers and face a double or triple bogey, so I'm going to hit 6 iron, 165-ish yards with a fade and try and get just short of them. So I've faded it short of those bunkers and I'm going to try and get up and down from that situation. Nobody wants to lay up, and it's a tough situation a golfer has to face. Put your ego to the side and make a smart choice. Don't want to go in the bunker, and it's worked for me. I've got a decent putt for par.
So this is 171 yards, but it's a winter green. As you can see here, it's a winter green, so it's just short of it. So I know that I can trust my shot shape. Everyone has their own shot shape, everyone has their own distances. It's important that you know yours. If you play a big slice that goes 50 yards, that's what you play to until you get a lesson and fix it. If you're playing golf 3-4 times a week potentially, and you're playing big slices, just aim 30-40 yards to the left and let your slice be your friend again. And then you can make better decisions around those shots. So I'm just short here, but I'm probably gonna have to chip it. I'm pretty confident I can get in within tap-in range, so let's see if I can do it.
So a little bit short, a little tip from Golf Sidekick here when I was playing them before. Just to reduce the errors, I'm going to step forward, raise the hands and play the shot like a putt. I just want to pop it out there and try and get as close as possible, reducing those errors and playing safe golf.
Right, just quickly, I'm giving away 2 Tacoma Skyforger wedges. Not these ones, I've got some new ones for you. If you want to win these, all you have to do is like the video, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below what was your lowest round ever and what course it was on. Good luck.
So par 5 next is a big fairway again. There's water on the right, so I'm going to aim left and hopefully it goes straight. If it fades a touch, it's going to be fine right in the middle of the fairway. Got a long way in, 250 to the green, but I know that there's hazards. The hazards are about 240, 250, but I'm not going to reach that, so I'm going to hit a 4 iron and it should land just short. So I left myself a nice wedge distance. The pin's about 85, 90. There's a bunker about 70 yards, so I'm going to hit that 90-yard shot. Again, playing safe golf, I'm aiming for the middle of the green. I don't want to go anywhere near that left side and bring the bunker into play.
So again, one of the smart things that I took away from making so many mistakes when I was a higher handicapper was you really want to go for the flag, but you know that the centre of the green is a smart choice. If you go for the centre of the green, if you get a 2-putt for a par, absolutely fantastic. And you might make a long one for a birdie. And at the very, very worst, you might get a bogey with a 3-putt. But I kind of went for a little hybrid approach there. I knew that I could get up to the flag at the back of the green, but I was also aiming for the centre and hoping it would draw in a little bit. So had a little bit of draw there, and we've got a decent putt to try and get a birdie. So let's see if we can get it in. Back to 1 under. We're playing some good golf, we're feeling good, so let's do it.
Again, take your time over these putts. Because you want the birdie so bad, you're probably going to rush it. You might totally misread it and leave yourself a really tricky par putt. Now I misread it a touch, but it's going to be an easy tap in for the par. The next hole has water on the right. The bunkers on the left aren't really in play, so I'm going to aim down the left, hit a nice smooth driver. If it fades, it should be fine still. It's kind of overfaded a touch, but I'm going to be in play. I left myself 125 yards to the pin. The pin's kind of at the back, so I'm probably going to hit a 135, 140 shot. Now I've chunked that shot there, but because I clubbed up with the right distance, I'm going to be just short of the green. If it was any other club, I would be really short and probably have to chip it up there. Again, reducing the damage, I'm using the putter. I don't want to make a mistake on this tight lie with a wedge. Again, a makeable putt. I'm taking my time over the putt. If I misread it and get a tap in bogey, again, it's absolutely fine. So I've missed the putt, but I'm still chuffed with my score. I'm currently 1 over through 9 holes, which is way under my handicap. I hope you enjoyed these tips. These are some of the tips that I found very helpful. I've kind of learned over time. Remember to like the video, please subscribe for the next one. I'm getting better and better at this YouTube stuff as time goes on, so please make sure you check out the videos that are on the screen just now, and make sure you don't miss the next one.